Surprise bonus video episode thing.
Howdy, folks.
Audio might be weird. We're sharing one microphone, but it's the big complicated setup. Stephanie's gonna draw something.
Yeah. Keith told me he's doing this special thing where he's drawing maps, and so I want to draw maps too. But I'm not as much of a seasoned veteran as Keith is, so I'm going to draw you a map from perhaps actually my favorite Mario game of all time, and one of my favorite games of all time in general, Super Mario World. So I'm just going to draw you the overworld map. I'm going to speed draw it. I'm not going to think too much about it. So it's going to
speed draw.
Well, yeah, it's going to be fresh off my memory. We're just going to see how well I can do it.
Good luck.
So, okay.
I cannot vet you.
So this is...
I played it once, but I definitely don't remember the overworld.
Okay, so I played the fuck out of this game. I've honestly probably beat it in the 30s amount of times, because I would play it every time I drove to Disneyland in the car. And so I'd beat it within the 7-ish hours it would take, which for a kid is pretty good. Also, it's quarantine, I haven't painted my nails, and I am a stalker, so my hands look like I am all, I've been in fights. So think what you will. Maybe I was in fights, you
just
don't know.
drawing them more.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, so down here at the beginning, there's 2 levels you can start out with. And then there is a house, and it is Yoshi's house. And he says something like, "Oh no, I've been kidnapped, Mario. Come help me." So there's these 2 little guys. And I think in the original one for the Super Nintendo, they were the same height. In the one for the port for the Game Boy, they made Luigi taller. They made him jump higher. So one of them jumps higher than the other. He's better. Luigi's better.
Luigi is better.
If you want proof, that's the actual proof I would use. And then I think little Yoshi
he also just has a personality.
This is little
I guess
Yoshi.
we've been over this in Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah.
But he's just better in general.
So this is the first appearance of Yoshi, by the way, this game. It's part of the reason why I like it so much. So if you go to this level, you get to progress. If you go to this level, you go up a mountain. There's a little staircase. And then there's there's a stupid lake that serves no purpose, but Mario has to swim through it. It's visual. And there's another mountain up here. And then there is a spot at the top, and that is the first switch tower. And so that's how you get the yellow blocks to show up. And then if you go this way, by the way, I'm never going to remember how many levels there are. I can just picture the map. So I think there's one here.
You're gonna draw the map's layout and then kind of just try to guess where the pips go. Yeah.
I mean, sorry, yeah, whatever. There's one here. I think there's only those 2.
The memory is so fucking impermanent and so messy that anything you can piece together is always impressive.
So yeah, I'm actually just trying to see if I can do this for myself, because I think it'd be fun.
It's the fun. I was going step by step, and I was just wow, oh god, yeah, this goes over here. Just seeing all the different things I could add as I kind of started moving through this space in my mind.
I think this is the first fortress. That's where Lemmy lives. Wait, Lemmy? No, wait, no. Iggy. Lemmy,
Iggy, Mozart.
Yeah, I can tell. Okay, so I think this one's I think this is Lemmy. Lemmy's named after Lemmy Kilmister. It's either Lemmy or Iggy. I get them confused because they're visually they don't.
It's Motorhead, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The man who supposedly had more sex with anyone.
Yeah, Lemmy's a character in he has a cameo in Brutal Legend, where it's there's a character model that's based on him and named after him and everything. I think voiced by him.
He's got a...
I think he fully played a character.
He's... Lemmy Kilmister's a badass. He drinks he's dead now, but he drank a thing of whiskey every day, and he apparently had sex with hundreds of women, and no one can debunk it, because they're that's probably actually right. And he's not a handsome man, but he's just this badass, awesome guy. So yeah, I think the first world's super easy. I think it's just, you go up there, you get this... you say goodbye to Yoshi, you go there. Wait, was there might be a pool here. See, I'm not going to remember, but these are the levels. I know you go to this guy last, and then you kill him, and then you get to go to the next land, and I think there might be a bridge here. People in the comments are
that connects to the next screen.
Yes, the next screen. Sorry, mine are far apart.
Oh, you managed to bleed through.
I just stabbed really hard.
You found the threshold.
The pad couldn't handle my intense aggression.
I thought this pad was impervious to Sharpies.
Okay.
Now it never happened.
So this I'm going to draw a little bit smaller because I think there's more to this. So you go to this next level, and this next level is where you get the fucking cape for the first time, and the cape is like the best Super Mario power-up ever. Fight me about it. But there's that, and then there's like a lake, okay? I'm trying to think about this in my head. There's a lake here, and you can go two ways. So there's one here, and I think it's like has those little dumb little turtle guys in it that aren't Koopas. They look like
Kappas.
No, they're like dumb little like mole people. They have little legs like this.
Like Monty?
No, they're like little.
Oh, the ones that's just like a weird little shell. Oh yeah.
Down. I can like picture the music.
Those guys are adorable.
They're pains in the ass. They're not.
They're adorable and they're perfect and they deserve love.
So there's a level here. See, watch me ignore that completely. Level here. There's a level here. There's a Switch Palace here, and then I can tell. Like, if I was playing this level, I could totally get it for you. Big Sister Stephanie will unlock the hard things for you.
Do we need to do a playthrough where you just play through Super Mario World?
There's
your amazing skills.
It's one of the games I'm best at.
They're definitely one up how shitty mine was.
And there's little fish, and they jump out of this lake.
Shameful.
And they're like, I'm a fish, you know? So they jump out of here sometimes.
That's what fish say.
I've talked to fish. That is what they say.
That's all they say.
They actually are a little bit happier than what I drew them as. And so they jump out of there. And so there's like a secret thing here. And I want to say it might be a tube. But I know you go up here. And then there's like a level here. And then there's like... Okay, so there's like a mountain here. And this is going to be the next area. And this is Vanilla Dome. And there's a couple levels here. And then I think is it I think you can like open up a water area here and get like a waterfall or some attractive feature up here by changing the landscape. I think it's like Soda. This is Soda Lake, by the way. I remember that. And
it's called Soda Lake?
Yeah, this is Donut Plains. This whole land is Donut Plains. And this is Soda Lake.
So it's all like candy themed?
Yeah, I already fucking forgot the first area, which is obviously the one I played the most. I remember I used to play that the most because my grandma wanted to play, but she only wanted to play the first two levels because the rest made her too angry. And then my aunt could get like around here and then she'd start cursing too much. So she wouldn't play in front of us anymore because she started like being like, fucking fuck.
I only like playing the first two levels because the rest make me angry.
Yeah, she would get pretty aggro. But you go in here, and this is like this fucking area.
I'm infecting your lexicon.
Wait, hold on, I fucked up.
You've heard me say aggro like 10 times this week, and now it's seeping in.
Aggro? I've said aggro already. In fact, shout out to Colossus. I was thinking of aggro. Aggro? I think there's a fucking... That's a ghost house here, I think. You guys are like, fucking Stephanie said she plays this game all the time. I do. I think there's a ghost house, and I think depending on how he like swirls around this house, he's a little animated feature. I think that's what makes this waterfall is if you do something special here or something. There's like some way to get this to look like a water feature. And then you go into this fucking area, which is burned into my brain because this area is the one that I'd play the most.
She said she knew what this game was shaped like, but she's clearly not nearly as accurate as this actual game in front of me. That's the real game.
Yeah.
Checkmate.
Please be nice to me. I'm only a pleb, okay? So this area is... Yeah, this is Vanilla Dome. Vanilla Dome. What did I say the last one was? Yeah, Soda Lake and Donut Plains. This is Vanilla Dome.
Hey.
Okay, there's one level here. And then there's a lake, right? You're inside of a cave at this point. And...
Is that why you switched to blue?
This whole area is kind of blue. It's like so there's a ledge. And it's got like walls that are all sparkly, like they shimmer as you're in this area because you're in some sort of weird cave. This is water. And
each map in Mario World's like one screen, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's why I'm doing it this way, because it's like one screen. There's an overmap, and I can kind of like vaguely draw how it's supposed to go, but like this is how I've seen it. So I think, okay. So
you're in the Sparkle Caverns.
So Sparkle Caverns, there is a... I can't remember what the direction it goes. There's a ghost house here, because there's generally a lot of ghost house in this game, and I always forget which one's which. Like when I'm playing this game, I get like surprised because I'm like, oh yeah, it's fucking that one, because I never remember which ones are which. Yoshi can't go in them. I always remember this because you get your Yoshi to the front door, and Yoshi's like, peace him out, and he like stays out by the front door like a little bitch while you go in. And I think if you die in it, you lose your Yoshi automatically just because Yoshi is implied to have died with your character.
Damn.
Which really sucks.
You see more butts, your Yoshi. He just waits outside, starving, as you never return.
Actually, yeah. I think that is how that goes. So I remember I'd always be like, oh man, I don't want to get a Yoshi before the ghost house, because I'm like, it's a waste of a Yoshi. Getting a Yoshi.
My darkest hour, I will wait for you.
Don't fucking make me sad, Keith. Okay, so there's a level here. I know that for sure. I think there's a bridge to get up to it. I can't remember if you go through the water or not. There's not a water level, though. I think. But I can picture you swimming in this. Maybe I'm just fucking crazy. Is there a water level? I can picture this level perfectly. I can picture this level.
Is it like some kind of secret?
I know the whole point is for you to go like this way, because you're going to go out. But I want to say, I'm bad. I'm a bad kid. I think you go like this way. There might be a water or something. I just know you have to fucking get up. This is I think that one's actually a secret. I think generally you go this way. Something like that. I can picture this level perfectly, and I can picture this one. This one's a bitch. This one's... Well, you know what? There's a water one. I can picture this one now. It's because it's a bitch. And there's these little people with football helmets that run at you. For some reason, this game has a lot of football players in it.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I remember thinking,
that was like a weird
why?
detail. I keep thinking, like, this doesn't quite fit with the Mario aesthetic, but I feel like that about every Mario game. Because it turns out Mario is just kind of a fucking nutso series.
Yeah, there's one level that has all these only moles. Like, it has these moles with sunglasses on because it's implied that they're blind.
Mole, right?
No, it's not. There are Monty moles.
Are they shitty moles?
Yeah, because they wear sunglasses. And they're giant, and
they're
you can't.
Gang moles.
You can't. I don't think you can kill them, but they're not really mean to you. I think you just ride on their heads. Like they're much bigger than you, and.
They're much bigger than you.
They're much bigger than you. The only way that they kill you is that they run back and forth in these narrow caves, and you can get crushed between them, which is a horrible way to die. By the way, none of this is in what I'm talking about. I'm just going on about the football guys and the fucking. And for some reason in this level, the fish in the water kill you, but when they're bouncing around on land, you could just run right through them and kick them with your feet, which is not very nice to do to a fish.
You're right.
Yeah.
That is not nice to do to fish.
So don't
kick fish, people.
When you go through that tunnel, you end up on the butter. Oh my gosh, this butter bridge.
Butter bridge. So is this whole game food?
Yeah, it's a cute theme. Oh, and then there's butter bridge, and I think there's like cheese. There's like a cheese level, which is not dessert like, but now that I know more about Japan, they eat a lot of those like cheesecake rolls and stuff. But
is it that world was food and 3 was a play or something? Which one was the play?
3 is the play one.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out how to draw this, because you're on a ledge. So there's so you're up here, and there's like 2 levels to this. There's one that leads you to, I can't remember if it's butter bridge or if it's cheese. Whatever the fuck it just said, Cheese Land.
Cheese Land? The cheesy plains.
Something. And then there's Is the castle on the other end? This is actually a hard map to draw now that I'm thinking about it.
Mad Max Cheesy Road.
There's that, and that's the bridge. Okay, so I'm picturing the bridge, and then there's another way to go down below that doesn't involve the bridge. All I know is that you get...
Oh, it's like a log bridge.
Yeah, sorry.
If you look at the reflection...
It looks like ribs.
If you look at the way the recording looks like a reflection, it looks like a bunch of teeth.
Ooh!
Like it's really violent looking.
Oh, wait.
Because for those of you at home, our recording is upside down because of the webcam's positioning, and I had to flip it in editing later. So that's right set up in the video. Did you just turn it into a skull for fun?
Yeah. That's not in the game.
It's not? I mean, it could be.
This guy's wearing a hat.
He just made a go of that.
Yeah, he's cute. Okay. Yeah, he's kind of gnarly. He's got some bad gums. He needs to go see he has gingivitis. He's bleeding. But anyways.
He's got a bad case of Simpsons teeth.
Yeah. People are gonna get mad at me, Keith. Because there's like, okay, so I know there's a dolphin level a little bit earlier, and it's really fun. You get to ride on these dolphins, and you have to avoid like the mean fish in the water that are trying to eat you. But it's like a really weird way, because I think in that last level you could go this way. You can go down or you can go up, and if you go up, you go this way, where you go onto the bridge. And if not, you have to go through this. I want to say there's like, is there a fortress? I think there's a fortress. So fortresses and the castles are different, where the fortresses have, you fight a bunch of triceratopses at the end. And if you look in the game's credits, they're named Reznor after Trent Reznor.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're just like these angry triceratopses. There's a lot of dinosaurs in this game too.
It's easy to forget sometimes how Reznor's just been around forever.
And all they do is they just stand.
Childhood games of characters named after him, and he's still around now.
This looks more like an elephant, but they stand on these platforms, and it's in a windmill, and you have to like. There's 4 of them on different platforms in the windmill. You have to like knock them off. And I always thought to myself, why is this in this game? It has nothing to do with anything else. They're just fortresses, but they're just there for fun.
Welcome to Mario.
So if you go that way, I think you get to do the fortress, and then I think if you go this way, somehow you fucking get to a ledge where there's the next actual castle, which looks more like a castle. And I think that one's not memorable to me at all. I think that's maybe Ludwig. I like Ludwig. I think he's cute. Wait, you know what? God, I'm the worst.
He's got the huge, like, horn spike looking green hair, right?
No, he has blue hair. So he's cute. He's got a little snaggle tooth like this. And he's like, hey. But he's got hair like a clown. He's got the Ludwig kind of hair. He's got like that.
Ah.
But the thing that I fucked up is I realized I think there was a castle in the fucking the vanilla dome.
You can always go back.
I guess so.
The page is always there.
These motherfuckers gonna get salty with me. I'm just kidding. They're all very nice people. I've disappointed them. Okay, because I think... Okay, so you can go up this way to the area with the fucking dolphin level and all that stuff, or you can go this way. Oh, but before you get there, I think there is a castle right here. I think there is. But I don't remember the order in which they show up. There's only a couple that are really memorable to me because of their difficulty, usually.
Oh, you skipped a page.
I did. Just wasting all your paper. But
That's the grand scheme.
I like that when you defeat these, so when you beat the castles, they turn into these little mounds with sad faces and like a band-aid on. So when you defeat the castle, it turns into that, and Mario literally hits it with a giant hammer to knock the castle down. and it makes no sense, but he just like smashes it in like a cloud of smoke, and then you save
Rude.
You save an egg. It's a baby Yoshi, and it says thank you.
What if that castle had a family?
It probably did. Look at his face. It looks like it has a family. But yeah, so this was a fucking disaster. I just know there's a bunch of levels up here, and you beat this castle, and you go down the stairs to my like one of my favorite areas, which is like one of the most fun areas in the whole game. I'm gonna get a cool color for this one.
Silver.
No,
Do not use silver. It will not be visible.
I think this is gonna be my favorite. Yeah, see, that's my favorite color. Is a mint. I like it a little bit lighter than that though. But you go into the Forest of Illusions, which is a kind of a bitch if you don't know how to do it, because there's a bunch of angry trees, and there's one right in the middle, and they look like jack-o'-lanterns, where they're like I drew something terrifying on accident. They're really cute, but they have big old like jack-o'-lantern faces.
Just made a drawing that made you laugh out loud. Just your own drawing.
Yeah,
you weren't ready for it.
Oh, damn it! I'm remembering stuff about the past, but I can't go. Okay, one more time, guys. One more time. I remember why. I remember something important. This level, the reason I couldn't remember how this goes is because if you do it the right way, you get another switch. So you can go that way, or you can go this way.
Ah.
And then eventually, when you get some of the blocks, that's how you're able to go up. I think you get so the whole point of this game is you keep getting switches at the switch palaces, and they fill in blocks that were previously not there. They were just like outlined like this. And then once they have corresponding colors. So once you get like that switch palace, you're able to see all those blocks, and it changes the way you can play past levels. One of the fantastic mechanics of Super Mario World. But anyways.
Such a bummer though when you're like, I'm so stuck. How the fuck do I beat this? And it's like you just know, like, if I just had these switches, and I don't know if they're from the past or the future, but if I had these, I could live. They
did a good job of making it to where it makes the level slightly easier, but it actually doesn't affect your ability to finish the game. It just lets you find secrets. So it's like rewarding you, but it's not punishing you for not having those.
Yeah.
But this is an area, like, if you want to talk about like how do you finish this, this is like the area that pissed me off, because you cannot progress past this level unless you know the secrets. So this is the Forest of Illusion. It will literally make a loop if you do not do it right. So there's like a level here.
Rude.
There's a level here. There's a ghost house here. This is where the Wigglers came first. Those little caterpillar guys that get pissed off when you jump on them.
With the daisy on their head.
The first level they ever showed up in was this one. I think of all time. I'm pretty sure it's that one right there. Or at least in this game. There's a switch palace here. I know that. So this goes here. It goes around. There is a water level here, I think. And then there's another level here. So if you don't play this right, you just go in a loop forever around all these creepy trees that are mocking you for your failures. And as a kid, I had to figure this out all by myself, and it's like I made that one nicer. It was one of my like crowning achievements, is the fact that I got out of this Forest of Illusion. And then also, I think there's like even a way to like you can cut across from this level, which should be down here, because they line up. So you could just make this like dumb little loop, and it doesn't help you at all. Eventually,
you're just constantly risking losing lives more.
Yeah, and then and it's just you're salty because you're a little kid. So I know, once again, if I was playing this, I could tell you how to get this, and I can tell you how to get this, which goes off this way, and then how to get this, which goes off this way. So it's like it's like a chain of secrets you have to get. What pisses me off is when I think I beat this one to get this way, and I just got this. I was like, I didn't want that. That just cuts across. I don't want that. But this, I won't draw it because it's pointless, but it goes off into the forest, and there's another fortress with more Trent Reznor's.
So like it goes to a different screen, but it's just a fortress or something?
Yeah, there's just a fortress over there. And if you go down further, this is I'll just draw this here, but this is another actual castle, which is where I think it's Roy, which is the cool one with the glasses. Yeah, because there's... Hold on. Iggy, Lemmy, Roy.
I think
My favorite.
I think I played as Roy
Wendy.
in Mario Kart whenever I was invited over. Doesn't really add anything. I think that's the character that it felt playable.
I think I'm missing one. Am I missing one?
I played as whoever had a green, teal mohawk.
That's okay. So I get
That's like three
there's
hairs.
two of them that confuse me.
There's a rainbow mohawk and there's a teal mohawk.
Let me. Which one's the one with the? Okay, hold on. I can see. I'm picturing their faces. I'm gonna draw them up in the corner.
Turns out they're all Koopas.
So, defining features. This one has glasses. And he's cool. He's a cool dude. That one, I think, is Roy. Who's named after Roy Orbison, by the way, who's awesome. Iggy, I think Iggy has the mohawk, and he has the eyes that are like this, and he just has like a little spiky mohawk. He's a little punk ass.
Oh yeah, Roy's the pink one. Yeah.
Oh,
So I didn't play as Roy at all.
I just
It was like Iggy or Ike or something.
hold up. I remembered there was a castle right here. So one of the castles was right here. So that was one of them. That's a fun one. I remember that's a fun one. I like that one. Ludwig is the one with the little snaggletooth, like I was saying. The saddest thing is that the main thing I remember about Ludwig is that when I was a young child, I very accidentally ran into a fan fiction with Ludwig and his dad, Bowser. And I only can think of that when I see him, which is a shame because I think he's actually really cute.
What a traumatic childhood memory.
The sad thing is that I found it on accident, but I read it.
You read it?
Yeah.
I guess you'd have to know it in order to know what it was about.
I just was like,
It's not like you can just glance at it like a picture.
oh, Morton. That's the one I'm missing. I was like, who's the one with the star on his face? This is Morton.
The one that's all kissy.
Yeah. He looks like just like a little brute. Some of these guys there's like 3 different versions of their fights. Some of them are on a platform in lava, and they spin on a shell, or in some form they spin on a shell, and you have to knock them off into lava. There's like the ones that will run around a room, and they'll climb on the ceiling, and the whole point is that they are trying to fall on you to crush you, and the room gets smaller every iteration. There's this other really weird one where there are all these tubes, and there will be 2 fake Koopalings and 1 real Koopaling, and they will pop out of the tubes while all these little like dangerous firearms are flying around the room, like things that will kill you. Mm-hmm. And you have to jump 3 times on the correct one. But they all have like this little individual fights. My favorite, like I was saying, is Wendy, who has the big clown lips, and she's like really sassy, and she's got like earrings, and she's just a cool girl.
I think Morton's the one that Andrew would always play as because they added the Koopalings as a playable character in the newest Smash. And so when you switch to all the costumes, you get each of the Koopalings as the same character.
Yeah, no, I like.
So he'd always specifically pick Morton.
So here's what I'm getting confused: is that Iggy and Lemmy are 2 really, like in the original game they were really similar. Where one has a mohawk and then one has like a mohawk, but it's like connected or something.
Yeah,
like the one just is blue and the other one's the green one, I think.
In the modern one, I think in the modern stuff, I think they're shown as like one of them has like a whole bunch of hair, like horns, because hair looks like a bunch of horns when it's rendered as like 3D blobs. like where like it's like a spectrum of all the colors because it's a rainbow, and the other one has like 3 prongs that make up like a teal blue mohawk, where it's like the front one is really long and this middle one is like medium and then the third one's stubby, so they're all different lengths, I think.
It's funny, like when you like in my brain I can like totally picture like somebody like Bowser, but I can't draw him when I'm not on like a reference picture, but he's definitely like the
Oh yeah, it kind of came out like a cow.
Yeah, I could.
Bowser's a weird fucking character.
He's one of my favorites.
Every now and then I look at him, I'm just like, you're a strange series of blobs pushed together to make a character. Like, you know, a lot of his body isn't what you think it would be to some extent. He's a weird chimera monster. And his face in particular is like a series of like strange blobs that make up his nose and mouth chunks and everything, and they're very odd.
You know, he's a handsome boy. Bowser's the handsomest boy. He's like, I think of all the Mario characters, Bowser's my favorite. If we ever like play like Mario Kart or like Mario Baseball or Mario Tennis or anything, I'm like always choosing Bowser.
Yeah.
Although I like when they throw in like King Boo and Petey Piranha. Petey Piranha is a champ, but if you're playing Double Dash, he's too fucking tall and he makes it hard to play. But I pick him anyway.
Oh, it's like Luigi.
I also like Toad because he sucks.
Like I go with like Luigi and sometimes Birdo. And Andrew goes with Waluigi. There's a lot of conflict there. The problem with Bowser is half the time you can't play him because he's like the antagonist character or something. It's Bowser time.
Okay, this one's a little bit complicated.
But Bowser was a popular choice when I was playing Smash. I think I told you before, like I'd get stuck and have rage moments, and I'd just be like, "All right, fuck it, it's Bowser time," and then I just switch to Bowser and win because Bowser could just stomp through things with raw power.
This is okay, so this area is my least favorite, so my memory of it's going to be kind of stupid but I remember the vague layout. This is Choco Land and I hate it because it is stupid, and anyone who's played it knows that it's just annoying because there's 2 tubes. I remember it's shaped kind of like Australia. I just always remember that. And there's these levels and they're just kind of randomly thrown. You're on a platform first. So you're on this, like, you leave the Forest of Illusion after fighting through the castle. You come out and then you have to, like, go onto this land bridge to Choco Island. And Choco Island, for some reason, is full of dinosaurs. And they are goofy little motherfuckers. And they have eyes that are, like, pointed different ways. And they're little T-Rexes, and you can stomp on them, and then they get crushed like a tin can, and they'll keep walking around. But so the whole world is like full of these, and then it's full of like more like Triceratopses and stuff like that. But I remember there's like a level, there's a couple levels, and they're honestly just, there's no rhyme or reason to them. They're like thrown around like this. But I think it's this one where the direction you go is based on like several things, which is annoying because it's based on like, there's like several phases of this one level, and I think the first section is like how long it takes you to get to the first tube, and the second part is like how many coins you collect in this second phase. I think it's like in that order, or vice versa, but the outcome of this plus this determines where you go in this world. So you can go up there, or you can go up this way, or you can go up this way. I think you can get different endings depending on how you played this one level. I think it's that one, because I remember that was like the only one I had to look up, because this is a secret. One of these is like not a way you need to go, but like you can, but I couldn't figure out how to get that, and you have to like end in a time that ends with like 5 or 0 or like an odd number or even number, and then this last section of the game of this level is determined by this plus this. So what you see here is different. There's like 2 different options depending on how you finish the first 2 parts of this level, And as a kid, I couldn't figure out like why I was getting different results and like how to get the result that I wanted. Because I could see that there was a tube up here and I couldn't get to it. Or a tube wherever. I couldn't get to where the fuck I wanted to go. And so I had to look this one up. It was like the first time I went and I bought a guide. I bought like...
That seems like surprisingly convoluted, yeah.
Yeah, no, but it's honestly how it is. It depends on how many coins / items. I think items count. How many points you end up in one level with, or one section of the level in. And then when you after you go into the tube, how long it takes you to get from point A to point B. Like I said, or vice versa. All I know is that it's like... that was very difficult for me as a child to figure out.
They had to sell those Nintendo Power subscriptions.
Yeah, they got me on that one because I bought the fucking guide. So after that point, I had the guide. But I got all the way to here before I needed it, and I actually didn't even need it because this was like, I think the one that I wanted to go to was a secret area.
In the days before the internet.
But all I know is that this here is Wendy's Castle, and Wendy's Castle is the fucking hardest castle in the whole game. It's so good. I think it's even harder than Bowser's Castle. Bowser's Castle just kind of has a bunch of gimmicks to it, and it's kind of trippy. But like, Wendy's is the most fun. And then if I go back and play this game, I hate Choco Land. I hate Choco Land. But I'll just go to, like, I'll beat it so I can get to Wendy's Castle, and I just play Wendy's Castle over and over again. And I was really impressed as a little kid that they gave the girl the hardest castle. She's the last Koopaling you fight. Which means I might have forgotten one. There's 6 of them total.
Do you think you forgot a castle or a map?
Not a map. But there's like there's one in the first world. There's one at the end of Donut Plains. There was one in the Vanilla Dome. There's one on the top where... No, I think I got all of them. There was one on the top of the cliff. There's one in the Forest of Illusion, and then there's Wendy's. Yes, actually I got all of them. Cool.
Live in the Vanilla Dome.
I know, right? But yeah, this section sucks. Everyone knows. If you like Chocoland, I'm sorry. It's literally just this. There's like nothing else to it. It's just like 5 levels in this dumb little like dirt patch. It's like chocolate.
God, I'm just thinking about like... It's supposed to be like a home hack. It was like you like take like a teaspoon of vanilla and you like put it in the oven and it like makes your like house smell better. And then people fuck up and like mismeasure it and they ruin their house for a month or something like that. I'm just imagining a whole dome of vanilla. It's like, no.
I like the smell of vanilla.
But how overwhelming it would be as being like one of the strongest smelling things ever. Like, that's just too much vanilla in one place. The human body can't survive vanilla of this magnitude. At
this point, after you beat Whitney's Castle, there's like this really badass thing that rises from the sea, and it's a Bowser-shaped like rock lair to get into like Bowser's secret area. And there's this level here, and it's like a ghost ship. I think it's like a pirate ship full of booze. So, and not the kind you drink, but the scary kind, the cute, adorable kind that are shy. And so yeah, so you just like go into the ocean after this for some reason.
Did you say not the kind you drink?
Yeah, not the kind you drink. Booze.
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 Oh, booze. Get out.
You're the one that makes the most dumb jokes of all of us. You're the one. Get out.
You woke up Kiki.
What have I done? Go back to sleep. Go away. So, okay. All I remember... This part's the part I play the least. Because so...
Well, it's the end, right?
It's the end.
It's late.
But there's a couple... There's a reason for this, and I'll explain it. So there's Bowser... So after you beat the sunken ship thingy-majig, you go into Bowser's secret area, and he just has this castle. It just says fucking Bowser on it because he's this badass, and it's in neon lights and just flashing, you know.
Like, welcome to Bowser Land. Hey, I own this place.
And then I think
put my name on it.
I think there's just like
the president.
There's just like a maze of levels that lead up to it, like this. It's literally just like in your underground, like I said. There is a ledge up here that has 1 level in it, and I'm trying to remember how to get to that from the outside. Or maybe there's 2. This actually might be a star right here. I forgot about this. Yeah, there's a few places of stars that I just remembered now. But whatever. There is... Yeah. Shoot. Okay, if I went back, I could find it. But like, okay, so there's a star up here. Star level. You got to hear from, I think, Soda Lake. I think that's how you got here. It's just like a if anything, when you get to this point as a kid and you see that there's a ledge up there with a level, you're like, fuck, there's a secret and I missed it. That's what that's there to tell you. But the thing about
Just to taunt you.
Yeah, the thing about this is that there's a front door to Bowser's Castle, and then there's a back door to Bowser's Castle, and I think you can. I think this is one of the levels with those moles in it I was telling you about, and there's a way to go into the back door instead, and for some reason that's easier. So you can choose which one you go into. This one I think is more of a secret, but I think it's supposed to be easier. I feel like they're equally. I don't really like playing this castle in this game, to be honest. Bowser's Castle is not particularly fun. It's got a bunch of screens, and then these little robot Koopas. And the robot Koopas like walk behind the screens, but some of the screens have holes in them, and some of the screens are like above hidden openings, so they can like fall down and like get you. But just like all these, it's like these dumb little layers of it's like all this little trickery. Bowser's Castle full of trickery. It's like not very fun to play. I think he's just being a little bitch. He's got a bunch of little secrets and stuff everywhere. But at the end, you get to fight him, and he's in a cute ass clown car. One of the other best things about this game
is the clown car.
Yeah, I feel like that's the. Was that ever in any other game besides like Smash Brothers and I think in Double Dash now?
Clown car shows up around. I think it might be in the Mario Paper Mario games or something. I think the clown car just kind of shows up again in general. It's definitely in Mario Maker.
It's fucking...
People use it a lot. Oh, Bert just posted his map of Chrono Trigger.
Wow, he's a good.
It just fucking showed up on our side screen.
His map's very good, everyone. Looking at mine, it's funny. Mine's more of a trip. It's like a spiritual journey.
A spiritual journey.
Yeah, I'm having like flashbacks doing this.
I mean, you're making it. You're like mapping out I mean, I can't vet anything, so maybe you're just making it up. But,
that'd be the funniest.
The biggest troll is just to make up an entire fake Mario game while I just watch it. I'm like, yep, that seems right. And you just like drawing a random level. You just like, here's a cliff, and then you just draw like a bunch of random level blobs connected by dot lines, and you're like, yeah, that's Mario World, right? And I'd be like, yeah, sure. And he just like lie to me for 50 minutes straight, and then the audience knows because they remember the game better than I do. It was all like a
damn, I should have done that.
Fleeced. There's a few parts where I'd get you because I played Mario World a couple years ago. Like in particular, I really remember that there's a back door to Bowser's Castle.
Yeah,
and I remember that detail mattering a lot.
Well, I just think it's just fun.
Yeah.
Mario's like down here and he's like, give me back my girlfriend. And Bowser's like, I love her more than you do.
I mean, apparently.
Yeah, dude, I'd fucking marry Bowser for sure.
Yeah,
and he throws down little fiery robots at you.
I think that makes Mario World the only 2D Mario I've ever beaten. I've beaten Mario Odyssey, Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario 64, and Super Mario 3D World. I'm just used to 3D ones. I like 3D Marios a lot.
I've definitely beaten. I don't think I've ever beaten 2. I played a lot of 2, but or 2, the Doki Doki one.
Yeah, that's 2.
And then I played. I definitely beat 3. I might have. I think a long time ago I beat 1 just to be like, I did.
He's a weird brown guy for some reason. His colors are all wrong.
You know who I actually like? I really like fucking the Wario World games. Even the old ones. I used to collect the old when the cartridges were like actually this big, like this actual size.
Game Boy Color.
Yeah. Well, no, they didn't have. Well, I mean, they didn't have.
Or just Game Boy.
Yeah. Just Game Boy.
Because Game Boy Advance, there were rectangles.
Yeah, this one was like actually square.
And then once you got to when you got to the DS, there were like tiny little thumbs. Like it was just like a nail.
It's like when Wario had this power up where he got a helmet with like bull horns on it, and it made him be able to like ram into things. It's like how far back like Wario goes. Wario goes back really far. All this game used to be in black and white.
WarioWare and Wario's Forest.
See, I like WarioWare a fuck ton. And I like Wario World 3 a fuck ton. And I even played the original Wario World, which is very old. So at the end, so you beat, whatever. You beat Bowser, you win the game.
But that's never enough.
It's never enough. Let me take a step back. Hold on.
It's never enough to beat Bowser. Are you trying to find the blank page? Or are you trying to add something?
I'm trying to add something. I think I fucked up as per usual. I think around here somewhere. Okay, so I'm trying to remember where all the stars are. There's a star somewhere out in the forest over here. And I can't remember if you get to it from. It shows up the forest parts for it in the same way that it parts for this fortress, and you can see it when you're in a different world. And I can't remember if you get to it from the Forest of Illusion or if you get to it from somewhere else.
The mysterious star.
But I know for sure.
Mysterious.
I want to. I think if you beat this level right. This is like the most ambiguous area for me. I know there's a way to beat this in a really special way where you give Yoshi wings and you beat the level in a special way. I think you're able to get a star from this one.
You and Andrew are both like legit cartoonists, and it makes me super jealous.
Did you not see my...
Just whipping out little cartoons.
Do you not see my mole, Keith? You think it's...
Your Poon Poon mole?
It doesn't like Poon Poon. He's not sad enough. There. That's him now.
now he's killed someone.
I see.
The more tears Poon Poon sheds, the more lives he's taken.
So his tears are representative of the people he's killed, just like a prisoner.
Yeah.
I think there's a star here. And there might also be a tube here that leads you to that little extra area down. Oh man, I'd literally have to look at the map and play it, and then if I was playing it, if I started a level, I could say, oh, there's a star here, and I could do it that way. It's hard for me to remember where the stars are at, but the only really important thing you need to know is that when you get all the star levels, you get you go to this land where you get to play with all the baby Yoshis. I sound like I'm on an acid trip right now. Like, explaining this with no context would make no sense.
Well, it's like when I was showing you my Dark Souls maps, and you're talking about how it makes you just seem like a madman. It's like I was likening it to like Pepe Sylvia.
Pepe Sylvia.
Like,
Pepe Sylvia.
Believe me. But there is no Taurus demon.
I told you.
Like, what do you mean there's no Taurus demon? I've been getting his souls for weeks. I've got boxes of his souls.
If you guys watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Keith's notebook looks like Charlie's dream journal, and that's all you need to know. Okay,
it's a big dream journal.
You got a lot of dreams, dude.
You get space for all them dreams.
Okay, so baby Yoshis are this is the only. I think it's the only game that has these dumb little baby Yoshis, and they look like little crumpled up Yoshi ghosts. They got like little Yoshi amoebas, and they have just little goofy eyes, and you carry them around the level. And when you carry them into something, they eat it, and if you can get them to eat enough things, they turn into a Yoshi. But the reason that this special... So if you get all the secret stars... Yes!
I don't remember them looking like that at all.
Well, do you know what I'm talking about, though?
I think you got baby Yoshis that you tried to make into like adult Yoshis.
Yeah.
I don't know if they look like sperms.
Well, they might have little feet. They look like little crumpled up Yoshis.
I feel like they had fat little bellies and little shoes and everything, but they were just like tiny bodiless Yoshis. Like they didn't... Because like the real Yoshis are like twice as tall as you.
Well, yeah, you can ride on them. But I think... I just imagine like being a cartoonist and being like,
Bleep, bleep.
like, does this look like something fun that kids would like? Like,
Yeah.
but they look.
Yeah, sometimes trying to figure out like
You know
all
what they look like? They look like nerds, like the candy nerds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what they do look like that. Watch them not look anything like this, and now, but it's just in my brain now. I
Yeah, now
can't,
you're
like,
just
not
drawing
see
a
it.
nerd.
Yeah.
You are just drawing. I forgot what nerds look like. Wow.
This one's been to Nom.
I haven't thought about nerds
seen
for a
some
while.
things.
Yeah, the nerds had like giant thighs.
Yeah,
They had like big old chunky legs.
and they got
that's all
some
they
booties.
had.
They got some little beautiful booties.
Yeah, because like their booty and leg were like 50% of their body mass. And then of the remaining 50%, 40% was eyes.
He's like, what have I seen? This nerd's been through some troubles. But the reason
This nerd just walked in on his parents.
oh no, I don't want to draw two nerds having sex with each other.
Don't make me do this.
It's like, oh no, Gadzooks.
Gadzooks.
But fucking
What's that from?
Gadzooks. Gadzooks is just a turn of phrase.
Where have I heard that?
Gadzooks just exists, Keith.
I don't believe you.
What's new?
Gadzooks.
Gadzooks.
Matt, I'm thinking of a voice that I've heard. Was that Fry's uncle? Grandfather?
No, he would say, good evening, everyone.
You ever think we'll get with girls just because we're supposed to?
What was that from? That sounds familiar.
That's Fry's grandfather
No, wait, which grandfather?
in Futurama. Your great grandfather or whatever. He goes back in time to the military base where his great grandfather was or whatever, like Area 51 or something. And it becomes this paradox of like, oh god, I've got to maintain the timeline because of like if anything happens to him, then I won't exist.
Oh,
And then he's like, and then he keeps saying things like suggesting that he's gay or not interested or so on. Like it
we
was
just
just like,
get with women because we societal pressures.
it's a funny way to do that joke without it being like homophobic or anything, because it's like, no, the premise is specifically that you are the already existing offspring of this person, and if it doesn't happen, then you pop out of existence.
I liked I like Seinfeld a lot, and there's that one episode that actually got an award for being like very inclusive for its time, and it was about being gay. It was like one of the first times on TV where that someone actively expressed that it was okay to be gay on like public television,
Yeah.
which is really sad. But the whole point of it was that like
So the episode was promptly deleted.
no, it's beloved. But the whole episode is that Jerry is trying to get with some chick, but that chick thinks that he's in a sexual relationship with George, and the whole time they say, like the whole time they're like, well, you know, like we're not gay. Not that that's a bad thing, but the whole episode, when they're talking to each other about it, they're like, not that that's a bad thing. They keep having a sec. Not that it's a bad thing. It's just I want to get laid. Like, they have to, like, keep reiterating, like, it's not a bad thing. But the episode actually got an award because no one's ever said it, being gay wasn't a bad thing up until that point on, like, sitcom TV. It was actually very nice. But yeah, but, like, for the premise...
Where the bar once was.
But for the premise of that episode, they just, like... it won't work for our situation, but it's not a bad thing.
So is that's basically it for the Star Road? It's just, 'cause it really is just like a ring of stars, isn't
Well,
it?
it's a ring of stars, but you gotta get every Yoshi to be a grown up, and some Yoshis can fly. There's a blue Yoshi that can fly. There's a yellow Yoshi that when he eats any Koopas, he like stomps in like dust clouds, and he like just destroys everything. There's one that the red one that constantly breathes fire, I think. The flying one's obviously the best one. But the whole point is that when you complete this, you go into this big star and you get shot up into the sky. And then you go to this area where all it says is... It's just like this ring of very difficult levels. And I think one of them is called tubular. And I always remember that because I thought that was a cool word. And that's the first time I'd ever heard it as a kid.
Was it in a Japanese game?
Yeah. But, well, these ones, like, one of them was called tubular. And one of them I think was called gnarly. Like, they're all, like, slang words. But then up above it just says, in sparkling letters, it just says special. Like, it's all sparkling in stars. And when you finish this level, it has a really nice little message where all it is you just run from left to right for a long period of time. And it has all these coins, and the coins spell out, "You are a super player." And
People still do that in like Mario Maker levels.
I thought that was so special. I cried when I first got that. I was like, I'm good. I'm a super player. I did it. It was... Some of these levels are fucking ridiculous, I will say. I'm surprised I beat it ever. Even when I would, like, repeat this game and play it on my route to Disneyland, I, like, sometimes would be like, I can't do that again. I'm not going to try to do it in a car that's moving. Because, like, I think this level, it's all made up of tubes just up in the air.
Yeah, because you were saying before that you used to like just beat this game in one drive on your Game Boy.
Yeah, I could still like...
Which is nuts.
I could still just beat it. But see, there's a difference between beating it and then start leveling it and specialing it. I could do that, but sometimes, depending on how committed I was, I wouldn't want to because these are so grueling that as a kid I was like, I don't want to do that again.
I don't want to go through this.
But this one is like, it's all a bunch of tubes. And they're very precariously placed far apart. It's like very difficult to make these jumps, but they also have football players on them.
Oh god.
So the football players are like, and then they're called chucks, and they throw footballs at you. And some of them are the baseball player ones, and they'll throw baseballs at you. And you're trying to make these really precarious jumps, but when you land on their head, you bounce. And so it like fucks up everything you're trying to do. Like it's very difficult to like kill them and then also make it to the next one while avoiding all the baseballs and the footballs thrown by the next one. It's a very hard level. Yeah, sometimes I'm just like, no, I can't. I get to those, I look at them and I'm like,
I hit my limit well before then with Super Mario World. I'm like, I'm gonna have a meltdown if I keep trying to beat this game.
How far did you get?
I think I beat it. Like just beat it, and then I think I looked at a couple of star things here and there, and I was like, I'm not ready to just like do whatever's involved in solving this.
See, for me, it was like,
I was also using save states because like I couldn't handle like I was struggling so much to beat levels in the first place. I couldn't handle the idea of running out of lives, then getting rewound like several levels, and starting the whole world over. It's like, I'm not going to make it. Let me just start the level over at least, not the world.
well,
So I was playing on the Wii U. I'm horrible at 2D platforming.
For me, it was like my whole family, it was like one of the first games we ever had on the Super Nintendo, so my whole family would like try to play it, and so it was more like a matter of like me, after a while it was like me impressing them, and so I was like the only one who could like finish it.
Yeah.
And so when I finished it, I like showed off to all of them. But like, the Game Boy one, I will say, like made it much easier because, like I said, Luigi has that special jump, and then obviously you can save whenever you want. So like I only played that way when I played it on the Game Boy because you can't even play it the original way. I guess you probably could. You just would have to restrain yourself. If you died 5 times, you'd have to,
throw the game out.
I don't know. You know what? I don't think I ever got to the point where I got like I can play it without getting a game over. You can get a lot of lives. You can go farm lives. I used to go farm lives. There's like certain levels where it's really easy to farm lives. Like that one with the cape. There's this one section in it. So we're just like chatting now at this point. But when they first introduced the cape to you, there's like a triangular platform and there's a wall. And then it's just like a pillar. And this whole area, this whole section, it's all full of coins. And the whole point is to try and teach you how to fly. So what it's telling you is that you need to run.
Oh, right, because that's where there's the weird wedges that let you run up a wall.
Yeah. So in that first level in Donut Plains where you get the feather for the first time, it looks like that, and you get it, and you don't know you have a cape on, and you don't know anything about it. There's a tube pretty early on where it'll basically tutorial you on how to do this. And it doesn't really... I think there's a little block that says something about how to... like the basic controls of it. But it's really hard to visualize unless you do it. Because you have to push the run button, and then you have to like push up and down on the D-pad repeatedly. It was much harder on the... I remember on the Super Nintendo, it's a lot harder to do than it is on the Game Boy. But it's like there's still like an up and down motion on like the two... So the D-pad's like this. You have to like you have to like feather between this one and this one, and then also run at the same time. You have to push the B button at the same time, and you go up and down, up and down, up and down. And so I remember like when we first got to this point, my whole family trying to figure out like how you're supposed to fly. But after that point, you can get it's a pretty long stretch. You can get all these coins over and over again.
So why do you have to press up and down?
Because you go, so you go like this, and then you run up and then you go like that. You keep running and you like burst into the air, but then you get your cape on, and when the cape is on, you are holding it kind of like this, where it's like it's almost like you're just holding it, so it's like a billow like that.
Yeah. Because right, you keep like diving and then rising over and over again.
So you will like almost like lungs. This goes in and then it goes out. So you will fall if you don't go back up. You have to go up and down.
Yeah, it keeps diving over and over again.
Or else you'll just plummet.
I was confused. I thought you were saying you needed up and down like fly in the first place. I was like, don't you just run till like a speed meter fills up?
No, you run to a speed meter and then you leap into the air, and then you have to start doing this, or else you'll fall.
Yeah, the weird ducking motion.
I'm Mario.
Well, you did it. You beat the game. It was a speed run. You beat all of Super Mario World in an hour.
I guess so.
That's definitely what I felt like when I was drawing it. I was like, I'm basically just doing a mental playthrough of the game when I was doing it, and it's like, this is actually just more time consuming than playing the game again.
No, it's definitely like it's fun to do stuff like this because it brought me back.
Yeah.
See, these guys they literally just have capes. The guys that gave you these are goofy. They just
That's why when I was thinking about the logistics of this is why I was like inviting people to like all join in a bit, because it just seemed like a fun idea to like collaborate on. Like, hey, just what's some game that matters to you? Try to like draw it or something.
It's funny because like I went into this being like I can picture it in my head right now, but then when you start going to like the nitty gritty details of each part, I'm like,
oh god, how much is it really there?
Was that there? Butterbridge, cheese bridge? Which one is it?
Butterbridge.
I think there's both. You know what, Keith? I think there's two.
There's a butter bridge and a cheese bridge?
I think one's above and one's below.
Are they the fondue bridges?
Oh my gosh. And then there's like there's a little plant that goes between them. I think I just remembered that. But anyways, that's for a different day. But yeah, no, this is like a fun idea. It's fun reminiscing. And I love Super Mario World, obviously. It's very special to me.
All right, well, hope everyone had fun with this thing.
Yeah.
See you guys next time.